Hi, my name is Ben Rossiter. Oliver Jeffrey and I started Northern Tablelands Quarry Supplies, and we're proudly supporting the Armidale Campdraft in 2026. If you have any sand, gravel or rock requirements, or would like a price on an arena, please reach out to either of us and we'll be happy to quote your job.
Just need ourselves a couple of camp gate openers and a scorer. Now James looks like he's moving into place. Rightio, just a word from our judge. Please make sure you don't canter back past the red line in the camp. Look after the cattle. NCCO rules. 40 seconds on the clock. We've got a left-hand course. Yard changes will be every 25. So every 25 runs we will have a yard change. Onto the camp, we have number 1, Ben Rossiter and Acres Amore. To the gate, Carl Green and Timeline, followed by number 3, Penny McIntosh. 4, Cameron Martin. 5, Norman Stagg. 6, Megan McIntosh. 7, Will Durkin. 8, Ben Hall. 9, Ryan Dillon. 10, Rory Newsom. They're the first 10 out here this morning in the first round of the Epic-sponsored Open Camp Draft. Cutout score 21 points for Ben Rossiter and Acres Amore. 21 points for cutout. Carl Green and Timeline are on the camp. Penny McIntosh and Aussie Icon to the gate. Followed by number 4, Cameron Martin. 5, Norman Stagg. 6, Megan McIntosh. 7, Will Durkin. 8, Ben Hall. 9, Ryan Dillon. 10, Rory Newsom. 11, Sarah Dillon. Score for Carl Green and Timeline, 19 for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 84. 19, 61 and 4 is the score of 84 points for Carl Green and Timeline. Penny McIntosh and Aussie Icon are on the camp. Cameron Martin and Peelvale Ray's Corvette to the gate, followed by number 5, Norman Stagg. 6, Megan McIntosh. 7, Will Durkin. 8, Ben Hall. 9, Ryan Dillon. 10, Rory Newsom. Cutout score of 21 points for Penny McIntosh and Aussie Icon, 21 points for cutout. Cameron Martin and Corvette are on the camp. Norman Stagg and Agile Kitten to the gate. Followed by number 6, Megan McIntosh. 7, Will Durkin. 8, Ben Hall. 9, Ryan Dillon. 10, Rory Newsom. 11, Sarah Dillon. 12, Carolyn Burns. Bad luck, Cameron. No score for Cameron Martin and Pilvale Ray's Corvette. Norman Stagg and Branchvale Agile Kitten will move on to the camp. Megan McIntosh and Finesse to the gate. Followed by number 7, Will Durkin, 8, Ben Hall, 9, Ryan Dillon, 10, Rory Newsom, 11, Sarah Dillon, 12, Carolyn Burns, 13, Brent Smythe. Cutout score of 22 points for Norman Stagg and Branchvale Agile Kitten, 22 points for cutout. Megan McIntosh and Bogan Villa Finesse are on the camp. Will Durkin and Barefoot to the gate. Followed by number 8, Ben Hall, 9, Ryan Dillon, 10, Rory Newsom, 11, Sarah Dillon, 12, Carolyn Burns, 13, Brent Smythe, 14, Kate Lynn. Cutout score 20 points for Megan McIntosh and Bogan Villa Finesse, 20 points for cutout. Will Durkin and Barefoot VIP are on the camp. Ben Hall and Hall's Pledge to the gate, followed by number 9, Ryan Dillon, 10, Rory Newsom, 11, Sarah Dillon, 12, Carolyn Burns, 13, Brent Smythe, 14, Kate Lynn. Score for Will Durkin and Barefoot VIP, 20 for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 85. 20, 61 and 4 is a score of 85 points for Will Durkin and Barefoot VIP. Ben Hall and Hall's Pledge are on the camp. Ryan Dillon and Willinga Park Famous Contessa to the gate, followed by number 10 Rory Newsom, 11 Sarah Dillon, 12 Carolyn Burns, 13 Brent Smythe, 14 Kate Lynn, 15 is a scratching, 16 Bianca Moorhead. Score for Ben Hall and Hall's Pledge, 22 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 88. 22, 62 and 4 is a score of 88 points for Ben Hall and Hall's Pledge. Ryan Dillon and Contessa are on the camp. Rory Newsom and Maggie Moore to the gate, followed by number 11 Sarah Dillon, 12 Carolyn Burns, 13 Brent Smythe, 14 Kate Lynn, 15 is a scratching, 16 Bianca Moorhead, 17 Cal Gibson. Bad luck, Ryan. No score for Ryan Dillon and Willinga Park Famous Contessa. Rory Newsom and Maggie Moore move on to the camp. Sarah Dillon and One Stylish Desire to the gate, followed by number 12 Carolyn Burns, 13 Brent Smythe, 14 Kate Lynn, 15's a scratching, 16 Bianca Moorhead, 17 Cal Gibson, 18 Ben Traynor, 19 Jim Freeman, 20 Darren Beaumont. Cutout score of 19 points for Rory Newsom and Maggie Moore, 19 points for cutout. Sarah Dillon and One Stylish Desire are on the camp. Carolyn Burns and Darley tapping Fortissimo to the gate, followed by number 13 Brent Smythe. 14 will be Kate Lynn, 15's a scratching, 16 Bianca Moorhead, 17 Cal Gibson, 18 Ben Traynor, 19 Jim Freeman. Bad luck, Sarah. No score, Sarah, for Sarah Dillon and One Stylish Desire. Carolyn Burns and Darley tapping for Tizimo will move on to the camp. Brent Smythe and Complex to the gate, followed by 14 Kate Lynn. 15 is Scratching, 16 Bianca Moorhead, 17 Cal Gibson, 18 Ben Traynor, 19 Jim Freeman, 20 Darren Beaumont, 21 will be Cade Rossiter. Score for Carolyn Burns and Darley tapping for Tizimo. 22 for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 89. 22, 63 and 4 is a score of 89 points for Carolyn Burns and Darley tapping for Tizimo. Brett Smythe and Complex are on the camp. Kate Lynn and Chester to the gate. Followed by 16 Bianca Moorhead, 17 Cal Gibson, 18 Ben Traynor, 19 Jim Freeman, 20 Darren Beaumont, 21 will be Cade Rossiter, 22 Brandon Holland. Cutout scored 21 points for Brent Smythe and Complex, 21 points for Cutout. Kate Lynn and Chester have moved on to the camp. Number 16 Bianca Moorhead and Amarillo to the gate, followed by 17 Cal Gibson, 18 Ben Traynor, 19 Jim Freeman, 20 Darren Beaumont. Can we just make sure we take one out of here, please? One out. Job's right, let him in. Let 2 in, please. Cutout score of 21 points for Kate Lynn and Chester. 21 points for cutout. There's a scratching before Bianca, and then Bianca Moorhead and Emma Rulo have moved on to the camp. Cal Gibson and Chisholm's Classic Q to the gate. Followed by 18, Ben Traynor. 19, Jim Freeman. 20, Darren Beaumont. 21, Cade Rossiter. 22, Brandon Holland. 23, Mark Tonkin. Cutout score 21 points for Bianca Moorhead and Amarillo, 21 points for cutout. Cal Gibson and Chisholm's Classic Q are on the camp. Ben Traynor and Common Acres to the gate, followed by 19, Jim Freeman. 20, Darren Beaumont. 21, Cade Rossiter. 22, Brandon Holland. 23, Mark Tonkin. 24, Wayne Bean. Currently running the first round of the Epic Horse Sale Campdraft Sponsored Open here in Armidale this weekend. Big thank you to the Epic Horse Sale sponsoring the Open here in Armidale. It's a 3-round Open. Big thank you to our cattle owners for the first round of the Open, Andrew and Hannah Connington and family. Also to our judge, Mr. Dan Condon. Cal Gibson and Chisholm's Classic Q working outside. Ben Traynor and Common Acres move on to the camp. Jim Freeman and Willow to the gate. Score for Cal Gibson and Chisholm's Classic Q, 22 for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 87. 22, 61 and 4 is a score of 87 points for Cal Gibson and Chisholm's Classic Q. Ben Traynor and Common Acres are on the camp. Jim Freeman and Willow to the gate, followed by number 20, Darren Beaumont. 21 will be Cade Rossiter. 22, Brandon Holland. 23, Mark Tonkin. 24, Wayne Bean. Bad luck, Ben. No score for Ben Traynor and Common Acres. Jim Freeman and Willow have moved on to the camp. Darren Beaumont and G-Dub Links to the gate, followed by 21, Cade Rossiter. 22, Brandon Holland. 23, Mark Tonkin. 24, Wayne Bean. 25, Drew Stevenson. 26, Charlie McKinnon. Score for Jim Freeman and Willow, 16 for cutout, 59 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 79. 16, 59 and 4 is a score of 79 points for Jim Freeman and Willow. Darren Beaumont and G-Dub Links are on the camp. Cade Rossiter and Fossil Downs Melody to the gate, followed by 22, Brandon Holland. 23, Mark Tonkin. 24, Wayne Bean. 25, Drew Stevenson. 26 will be Charlie McKinnon. 27, Ben Newbury. Score for Darren Beaumont and G-Dub Links, 16 for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 81. 16, 61 and 4 is a score of 81 points for Darren Beaumont and G-Dub Links. Cade Rossiter and Fossil Downs Melody are on the camp. Brandon Holland and Rosebrook Beyonce to the gate, followed by 23, Mark Tonkin. 24, Wayne Bean. 25, Drew Stevenson. 26, Charlie McKinnon. 27, Ben Newbury. Cutout score 21 points for Cade Rossiter and Fossil Downs Melody, 21 points for cutout. Brandon Holland and Rosebrook Beyonce are on the camp. Mark Tonkin and Cool Chick to the gate, followed by 24, Wayne Bean. 25, Drew Stevenson. 26, Charlie McKinnon. 27, Ben Newby. 28, Scott Beaumont. 29, John McDonald. 30, Jessica Rice. Score for Brandon Holland and Rosebrook Beyonce, 16 for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 81. 16, 61 and 4 is a score of 81 points for Brandon Holland and Rosebrook Beyonce. Mark Tonkin and Kulchik go out with a cutout score of 21, 21 points for Mark Tonkin and Kulchik. Wayne Bean and Time to Deceive have moved on to the camp. We're going to change a yard after Wayne's run, please. Change a yard after this run. Drew Stevenson and Soda Morcat are at the gate, followed by 26, Charlie McKinnon, 27, Ben Newby, 28 will be Scott Beaumont, 29, John McDonald, 30, Jessica Rice, 31, Terry Hall, 32, Eloise Clark. Change the yard, please. Change the yard. Score for Wayne Bean and Time to Deceive, 16 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 82. 16, 62 and 4 is a score of 82 points for Wayne Bean and Time to Deceive. Drew Stevenson and Soda Morcat have moved on to the camp. Charlie McKinnon and Kellyville Mac are at the gate, followed by 27, Ben Newbury, 28, Scott Beaumont, 29, John McDonald, 30, Jessica Rice, 31, Terry Hall, 32, Eloise Clare, 33, Jack Black. Score for Drew Stevenson and Soda Morcat, 21 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 87. 21, 62 and 4 is a score of 87 points for Drew Stevenson and Soda Morcat. Charlie McKinnon and Kellyville Mac are on the camp. Ben Newbury and Coolum Quartz to the gate, followed by 28, Scott Beaumont, 29, John McDonald, 30, Jessica Rice, 31, Terry Hall, 32, Eloise Clare, 33, Jack Black. Score for Charlie McKinnon and Kellyville Mac, 22 for cutout, 59 for horsework, 3 for the course, total of 84. 22, 59 and 3 is a score of 84 points for Charlie McKinnon and Kellyville Mac. Ben Newby and Coolum Quartz are working outside. Scott Beaumont and Jem have moved on to the camp. John McDonald and Sweet Spin to the gate, followed by 30, Jessica Rice. 31, Terry Hall. 32, Eloise Clare. 34, Jack Black. 35, Dean Warren. 34 will be Andrew Burns. 35, Dean Warren. Score for Ben Newbury and Coolum Quartz, 20 for cutout, 60 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 84. 20, 60 and 4 is a score of 84 points for Ben Newbury and Coolum Quartz. Scott Beaumont and Jem are on the camp. John McDonald and McDonald's Sweet Spin to the gate, followed by 30, Jessica Rice. 31, Terry Hall. 32, Eloise Clare. 33, Jack Black. 34, Andrew Burns. 35, Dean Warren. Cutout score 22 points for Scott McDonald and Jem. 22 points for cutout. John McDonald and Sweet Spin are on the camp. Jess Rice and Basalt Hennypenny to the gate. Followed by 31, Terry Hall. 32, Eloise Clare. 33, Jack Black. 34 will be Andrew Burns. Cutout score of 21 points for John McDonald and McDonald's Sweet Spin. 21 points for cutout. Jessica Rice and Basalt Hennypenny are on the camp. Terry Hall and Brex Shoulda Duck to the gate. Followed by 32, Eloise Clare. 33, Jack Black. 34, Andrew Burns. 35, Dean Warren. 36, James Moorhead. 37, Philip Leader. Cutout score 20 points for Jessica Rice and Basalt Hennypenny. 20 points for cutout. Terry Hall and Brex Shoulda Duck are on the camp. Eloise Clare and Brown Duke to the gate. Followed by 33, Jack Black. 34, Andrew Burns. 35, Dean Warren. 36, James Moorhead. 37, Philip Leader. 38 will be John O'Battle. Cutout score 21 points for Terry Hall and Bex Shoulda Ducked, 21 points for cutout. Eloise Clare and Brown Duke are on the camp. Jack Black and Dimon to the gate. Followed by 34 Andrew Burns, 35 will be Dean Warren, 36 James Moorhead, 37 Philip Leader, 38 John O'Battle, 39 Gavin Strellis, 40 Tom Colwell. Cutout score of 20 points for Eloise Clare and Brown Duke, 20 points for cutout. Jack Black and Diamond are going on the camp. Andrew Burns and Binia Idaho to the gate. Followed by 35 Dean Warren, 36 James Moorhead, 37 Philip Leader, 38 John O'Battle, 39 Gavin Strellis, 40 is the scratching, 41 will be Will Durkin. Cutout scored 22 points for Jack Black and Diamond, 22 points for cutout. Andrew Burns and Binia Idaho on the camp. Dean Warren and Ant-Man to the gate. Followed by 36 James Moorhead, 37 Philip Leader, 38 John O'Battle, 39 Gavin Strellis, 40 is a scratching, 41 Will Durkin, 42 Dean Jones. Bad luck, Andrew. No score for Andrew Burns and Binia Idaho. Dean Warren and Ant-Man will move on to the camp. Dean. Dean Warren and Ant-Man are on the camp. James Moorhead and Circle Bar Congo to the gate. Cutout score 22 points for Dean Warren and Ant-Man, 22 points for Cutout. James Moorhead and Circle Bar Congo have moved on to the camp. Philip Leader and Jats Bar Classic to the gate. Followed by 38, John O'Battle. 39, Gavin Strellis. 40s is scratching. 41 will be Will Durkin. 42, Dean Jones. 43, Brent Trotter. Score for James Moorhead and Circle Bar Congo, 22 for Cutout, 60 for Horsework, 4 for the course, total of 86. 22, 60 and 4 is a score of 86 points for James Moorhead and Circle Bar Congo. Philip Leader and Jats Bar Classic are on the camp. John O'Battle and Perkins Sunray to the gate, followed by 39, Gavin Strellis. 40 will be a scratching, 41, Will Durkin, 42, Dean Jones, 43, Brent Trotter, 44, Tim McCarthy. Cutout score of 22 points for Phil Leader and Jats Bar Classic, 22 points for Cutout. John O'Battle and Perkins Sunray are on the camp. Gavin Strellis and Drover to the gate. Followed by 41, Will Durkin, 42, Dean Jones, 43, Brent Trotter, 44, Tim McCarthy, 45, Olivia McCallum. Just take one out here, men, for the scratching. Just take one out for the scratching, Warren. Score for John O'Battle and Perkins Sunray, 16 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 82. 16, 62 and 4 is a score of 82 points for John O'Battle and Perkins Sunray. Gavin Strellis and Drover go over the cutout score of 22. 22 points was cutout. We then had a scratching. We'll just take one out for the scratching. Will Durkin and AMAC Duckman have moved on to the camp. Dean Jones and Divine Acres to the gate, followed by 43, Brent Trotter. 44, Tim McCarthy. 45, Olivia McCallum. 46, Megan McIntosh. 47, Ben Hall. Score for Will Durkin and AMAC Duckman. 22 for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 89. 22, 63 and 4 is a score of 89 points for Will Durkin and Duckman. Dean Jones and Divine Acres are on the camp. Brent Trotter and Red to the gate, followed by 44, Tim McCarthy. 45, Olivia McCallum. 46, Megan McIntosh. 47, Ben Hall. 48, Bonnie Brown. 49, Aaron Willis. 50, Carl Green. Bad luck, Dean. No score for Dean Jones and Divine Acres. Brent Trotter and Red have moved on to the camp. Tim McCarthy and Ray Lean to the gate, followed by 45, Olivia McCallum. 46, Megan McIntosh. 47, Ben Hall. 48, Bonnie Brown. 49, Aaron Willis. 50, Carl Green. 51, Sky Sylvester. Score for Brent Trotter and Red, 21 for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 88. 21, 63 and 4 is a score of 88 points for Brent Trotter and Red. Tim McCarthy and Ray Lean are on the camp. Olivia McCallum and Hellblazer to the gate, followed by 46, Megan McIntosh. 47, Ben Hall. 48, Bonnie Brown. 49, Aaron Willis. Score for Tim McCarthy and Ray Lean, 21 for cutout, 59 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 84. 21, 59 and 4 is a score of 84 points for Tim McCarthy and Ray Lean. Olivia McCallum and Hellblazer on the camp. Megan McIntosh and Whiskey to the gate, followed by 47, Ben Hall. 48, Bonnie Brown. 49, Aaron Willis. 50, Carl Green. Cutout score 16 points for Olivia McCallum and Hellblazer. 16 points for cutout. Megan McIntosh and Whiskey have moved on to the camp. Ben Hall and Chisholm's Cash to the gate, followed by 48, Bonnie Brown. 49, Aaron Willis. 50, Carl Green. 51, Sky Sylvester. 52, Gemma Beaumont. 53, Matthew McGurin. Cutout score of 21 points for Megan McIntosh and Whiskey, 21 points for cutout. Ben Hall and Chisholm's Cash are on the camp. Bonnie Brown and Shotgun to the gate, followed by 49 Aaron Willis. 50 Carl Green, 51 Sky Sylvester, 52 Gemma Beaumont, 53 Matthew McGurin, 54 Penny McIntosh. Score for Ben Hall and Chisholm's Cash, 23, 64 and 4 for a score of 91. 91 points for Ben Hall and Chisholm's Cash. Bonnie Brown and Shotgun are on the camp. Aaron Willis and Hazelwood Anzac move on to the camp. Carl Green and Contro to the gate, followed by 51 Sky Sylvester. 52 Gemma Beaumont, 53 Matthew McGowan, 54 Penny McIntosh. Score for Bonnie Brown and Shotgun, 22 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 88. 22, 62 and 4 is a score of 88 points for Bonnie Brown and Shotgun. Aaron Willis and Hazelwood Anzac are on the camp. Carl Green and Contro to the gate, followed by 51 Sky Sylvester. 52 Matthew McGowan, 53 Matthew McGowan. 54 Penny McIntosh, 55 Jack Southern, 56 Jesse Reed, 57 Austin Elias. cutout score of 16 points for Aaron Willis and Hazelwood Anzac. 16 points for cutout. Carl Green and Contrail on the camp. We're going to change a yard after Carl's run, please. Sky Sylvester and Bronk are at the gate. Following 52, Gemma Beaumont. 53, Matthew McGurin. 54, Penny McIntosh. 50. That was a cutout score of 15 points for Aaron Willis and Hazelwood Anzac. That was 15 points for cutout. Carl Green and Contrail on the camp. We're going to change the yard after Carl's run. Sky Sylvester and Bronco at the gate, followed by 52, Gemma Beaumont. 53, Matthew McGurin. 54, Penny McIntosh. 55, Jack Southern. 56, Jesse Reed. 57, Austin Elias. 58, Tom Matheson. Currently running the first round of the Epic Horsale sponsored Open. Big thank you to the Epic Horsale sponsoring the Open here this weekend. Also to our judge, Mr. Dan Condon, judging the Open here this weekend, a 3-round Open. Score for Carl Green and Contro, 22 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 88. 22, 62 and 4 is a score of 88 points for Carl Green and Contro. Sky Sylvester and Bronco on the camp. Gemma Beaumont and Marnie's 1 to the gate, followed by 53, Matthew McGurin. 54, Penny McIntosh. 55, Jack Southern. 56, Jesse Reed. 57, Austin Elias. 58, Tom Matheson. 59, Philip McCormack. 60, Edith Newby. Big thank you to our cattle owners of the first round of the Open, Andrew and Hannah Connington and family. Thank you for donating the cattle for the first round of the Open. Score for Sky Sylvester and Bronc, 21 for cutout, 58 for horsework, 3 for the course, total of 82. 21, 58 and 3 is a score of 82 points for Sky Sylvester and Bronc. Gemma Beaumont and Marnie's 1 are on the camp. Matthew McGuiran and Macon Diamonds in the spin to the gate, followed by 54 Penny McIntosh. 55 Jack Southern, 56 Jesse Reed, 57 Austin Elias, 58 Tom Matheson. Score for Gemma Beaumont and Marnie's 1, 20 for cutout, 53 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 77. 20, 53 and 4 is a score of 77 points for Gemma Beaumont and Marnie's 1. Matthew McGuiran and Macon Diamonds in a spinner on the camp. Penny McIntosh and Chickalina's last to the gate, followed by 55 Jack Southern, 56 Jesse Reed, 57 Austin Elias, 58 Tom Matheson, 59 Philip McCormack, 60 Edith Newby, 61 Todd Hammond. Bad luck, Matt. No score for Matthew McGuiran and Macon Diamonds in a spin. Penny McIntosh and Chickalina's last will move on to the camp. Jack Southern and Chisholm's Bethany to the gate, followed by 56 Jesse Reed, 57 Austin Elias, 58 Tom Matheson, 59 Philip McCormack, 60 Edith Newbury, 61 Todd Hammond, 62 Ian Fraser. Score for Penny McIntosh and Chickalina's last. 22 for cutout, 65 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 91. 22, 65 and 4 is a score of 91 points for Penny McIntosh and Chickalina's last. Jack Southern and Chisholm's Bethany are on the camp. Jesse Reed and Barnett's Glow to the gate, followed by 57 Austin Elias. 58 Tom Matheson, 59 Philip McCormack, 60 Edith Newbury. Cutout score 22 points for Jack Southern and Chisholm's Bethany, 22 points for cutout. Jesse Reed and Barnett's Glow have moved on to the camp. Austin Elias and Buller Bliss to the gate, followed by 58 Tom Matheson, 59 Philip McCormack, 60 Edith Newbury, 61 Todd Hammond, 62 Ian Fraser, 63 Zeb Pearce. Bad luck, Jesse. No score for Jesse Reed and Barnett's Glow. Austin Elias and Buller Bliss will move on to the camp. Tom Matheson and Victor Charlie to the gate, followed by 59 Philip McCormack, 60 Edith Newbury, 61 Todd Hammond, 62 Ian Fraser, 63 Zeb Pearce, 64 Cameron Martin, 65 Jake Ferguson. Cutout score 21 points for Austin Elias and Buller Bliss, 21 points for cutout. Tom Matheson and Victor Charlie have moved on to the camp. Philip McCormack and Marky Wish to the gate. followed by 60, Edith Newby. 61, Todd Hammond. 62, Ian Fraser. 63, Zeb Pearce. 64, Cameron Martin. 65, Jake Ferguson. 66, Ben Rossiter. Score for Tom Matheson and Victor Charlie. 22 for cutout. 63 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 89. 22, 63 and 4 is a score of 89 points for Tom Matheson and Victor Charlie. Philip McCormack and Make a Wish are on the camp. Edith Newbury and Flo to the gate, followed by 61, Todd Hammond. 62 will be Anne Fraser. 63, Zeb Pearce. 64, Cameron Martin. 65, Jake Ferguson. 66, Ben Rossiter. 67, Kate Southern. Score for Philip McCormack and Make a Wish, 16 for cutout. 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 82. 16, 62 and 4 is a score of 82 points for Philip McCormack and Make a Wish. Edith Newbury and Flo are on the camp. Todd Hammond and Condoleezza Akers to the gate, followed by 62 Anne Fraser. 63 Zeb Pearce. 64 Cameron Martin. 65 Jake Ferguson. 66 Ben Rossiter. 67 Kate Southern. 68 Sam Newsom. Score for Edith Newbury and Flows, 22 for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 89. 22, 63 and 4 is a score of 89 points for Edith Newbury and Flo. Todd Hammond and Condoleezza Akers are on the camp. And Fraser Chanel to the gate, followed by 63 Zeb Pearce, 64 Cameron Martin, 65 Jake Ferguson, 66 Ben Rossiter, 67 Kate Southern, 68 Sam Newsom, 69 Sally Stevenson, 70 Carolyn Burns. Score for Todd Hammond and Condoleezza Akers, 22 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 88. 22, 62 and 4 is a score of 88 points for Todd Hammond and Condoleezza Akers. Ian Fraser and Fraser's Chanel are on the camp. Zeb Pearce and I'm a Smart One to the gate, followed by 64 Cameron Martin, 65 Jake Ferguson, 66 Ben Rossiter, 67 Kate Sutherland, 68 Sam Newsom, 69 Sally Stevenson. Cutout score of 20 points for Anne Fraser and Fraser's Chanel, 20 points for cutout. Zeb Pearce and I'm a Smart One are on the camp. Cameron Martin and Spirit to the gate, followed by 65 Jake Ferguson, 66 Ben Rossiter, 67 Kate Sutherland, 68 Sam Newsom, 69 Sally Stevenson, 70 Carolyn Burns. Score for Zeb Pearce and I'm a Smart One, 22 for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 89. 22, 63 and 4 is a score of 89 points for Zeb Pearce and I'm a Smart One. Cameron Martin and Spirit are on the camp. Jake Ferguson and Broomfield may be fancy to the gate, followed by 66 Ben Rossiter, 67 Kate Sutherland, 68 Sam Newsom, 69 Sally Stevenson, 70 Carolyn Burns, 71 will be Jack Mann. Score for Cameron Martin and Spirit, 16 for cutout, 58 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 78. 16, 58 and 4 is the score for 78 points for Cameron Martin and Spirit. Jake Ferguson and Broomfield May Be Fancy are working outside. Ben Rossiter and Miss Lorena Wood have moved on to the camp. It's a cutout score of 22 points for Jake Ferguson and Broomfield May Be Fancy, 22 points for cutout. Ben Rossiter and Miss Lorena Wood have moved on to the camp. Kate Southern and Aaron Mr. Metallic to the gate. Followed by 68, Sam Newsom. 69 will be Sally Stevenson, 70 Carolyn Burns, 71 Jack Mann, 72 Ryan Dillon, 73 will be Tony Menkins. Score for Ben Rossiter and Lorena Wood, 23 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 89. 23, 62 and 4 are a score of 89 points for Ben Rossiter and Miss Lorena Wood. Kate Southern and Mr. Metallic are on the camp. Sam Newsom and Limerick Herculean to the gate. Followed by 69, Sally Stevenson. 70 will be Carolyn Burns. 71, Jack Mann. 72, Ryan Dillon. 73, Tony Menkins. 74 will be Will Durkin. Bad luck, Kate. No score for Kate Southern and Erin Mr. Metallic. Sam Newsom and Limerick Herculean will move on to the camp. Sally Stevenson and Destiny's Playgirl to the gate. Followed by 70, Carolyn Burns. 71, Jack Mann. 72, Ryan Dillon. 73, Tony Menkins. 74, Will Durkin. 75 will be Brittany Morris. Score for Sam Newsom and Limerick Herculean. 21 for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 86. 21, 61 and 4 is a score of 86 points for Sam Newsom and Herculean. Sally Stevenson and Destiny's Playgirl are on the camp. Carolyn Burns and Hell's Angel to the gate. Followed by 71, Jack Mann. 72, Ryan Dillon. 73, Tony Menkins. 74, Will Durkin. 75, Brittany Morris. 76, Jack Gallagher. 77, Jody Warren. Cutout scores 16 points for Sally Stevenson and Destiny's Playgirl, 16 points for cutout. Carolyn Burns and Hell's Angel are on the camp. Jack Mann and Chuck to the gate, followed by 72, Ryan Dillon. 73 will be Tony Menkins. 74, Will Durkin. 75, Brittany Morris. 76, Jack Gallagher. 77, Jody Warren. 78, Ben Hill. 79, Mitchell Hoy. Cutout score 21 points for Carolyn Burns and Hell's Angel, 21 points for cutout. Jack Mann and Chuck are on the camp. Ryan Dillon and Brigadier to the gate. Followed by 73, Tony Menkins. 74 be Will Durkin. 75, Brittany Morris. 76, Jack Gallagher. 77, Jody Warren. 78, Ben Hill. 79, Mitchell Hoy. 80 is a scratching. 81 will be Lockie Argue. Cutout score of 22 points for Jack Mann and Chuck, 22 points for cutout. Ryan Dillon and 3PR Brigadier are on the camp. Tony Menkins and Delilah are at the gate. Followed by 74, Will Durkin. 75, Brittany Morris. 76, Jack Gallagher. 77, Jody Warren. 78, Ben Hill. 79, Mitchell Hoy. 80 is a scratching. 81, Lockie Argue. Score for Ryan Dillon and Brigadier, 22 for cutout, 57 for horsework, 3 for the course, total of 82. 22, 57 and 3 is the score of 82 points for Ryan Dillon and Brigadier. Tony Mankins and Delilah are on the camp. Will Durkin and Hazelwood Coldacres to the gate. Followed by 75, Brittany Morris, 76, Jack Gallagher, 77, Jody Warren. Score for Tony Mankins and Delilah, 22 for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 89. 22, 63 and 4 is the score of 89 points for Tony Mankins and Delilah. Will Durkin and Hazelwood Coldacres are working outside. We're going to change the yard now, please. Change the yard. And can we get all those cattle brought back after Will's run, please? If we can get those cattle brought back around after Will's this run. While we're getting a change of yard, bring the cattle back, please. That'd be great. Brittany Morris and Miss Picolina have moved on to the camp. Score for Will Durkin and Hazelwood Coldacres, 22, 63 and 4 for a score of 89. 22 points for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 89 points for Will Durkin and Hazelwood Coldacres. We're just going to get those cattle brought back. Just bring the cattle back quickly. Then we'll go on with Brittany Morris and Miss Chicolina. Number 76, Jack Gallagher and Gold Ray to the gate. Followed by 77, Jody Warren. 78, Ben Hill. 79, Mitchell Hoy. 80 is the scratching. 81 will be Lockie Argue.
Righto, we'll clear the course please. We should be right to get back underway. We have number 75, Britt Morris and Miss Ciccolina on camp. 76, Jack Gallagher and Gold Ray is at the gate. 77 is Jodie Warren, 8 Ben Hill, 79 Mitchell Hoy, 8 is out and 81 is Lockie Argue. Cutout score of 22 for Britt Morris and Miss Ciccolina, 22 points for cutout. Jack Gallagher's Gold Ray is on camp. Number 77, Jodie Warren and Ray is at the gate to be next in. 78 is Ben Hill. 79, Mitchell Hoy. 8 is out. 81, Lockie Argue. 82 is a scratching. 83, Brent O'Donnell. And 84, Daniel Imsirovic. Score for Jack Gallagher and Gold Ray, 22 points for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 88. 22, 62 and 4, 88 points for Jack Gallagher and Gold Ray. On camp, Jodie Warren with Ray. Number 78, Ben Hill and Jewel is at the gate. 79 will be Mitchell Hoy. 8 is out. 81, Lockie Argue. 2 is out. 83, Brent O'Donnell. 84, Daniel Imsirovic. 85, Wally Ray. 86, Megan McIntosh. And 87 is Patrick Shanahan. Score for Jodie Warren, riding Ray, 21 points for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 88. 21, 61 and 4. Sorry, that's 86. 86 points for Jodie Warren and Ray. Ben Hill and Jewel are on camp. 79, Mitchell Hoy's Smart Times is at the gate. 80 is a scratching. 81, Lockie Argue. 2's out. 83, Brent O'Donnell. 84, Daniel Imsirovic. And 85 is Wally Ray. Currently running round 1 of the Epic Horse Sales sponsored Open Campdraft. Score for Ben Hill, riding Jules, 16 points for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course, for a total of 81. 16, 61 and 4, 81 points for Ben Hill and Jewel. Mitchell Hoy's Smart Times is working on camp. We have a scratching at 80 next, 81 Lockie Argue. We'll move on to the camp. There is a scratching now, thanks fellas. Warren, there's a scratching now. If we have one out and put 2 in, 81 is on camp. We had a scratching at 80 now. There's a scratching there, fellas. Just had a scratch in there at 80, so we'll take one out. We'll put 2 in, please. 2 in. We have 81 Lockie Argue on camp. Score for Mitchell Hoy and Smart Times, 22 points for cutout, 60, 6-0 for horsework, 4 for the course, for a total of 86. 22, 60 and 4, 86 points for Mitchell Hoy and Smart Times. 81 Lockie Argue and Hunterview Oaks Willow is on camp. We then have another scratching at 82. 82 next is a scratching. We have another scratching at 82, Warren. Cutout score of 21 there for Lockie Argue and Hunterview Oaks Willow. 21 points for cutout. Just had a scratch in there at 82. So 1 out, put 2 in. We have 83 Brent O'Donnell and Cook Family Oreo on camp. 84 Daniel Imsirovic and Highlight will be at the gate next in. 85 then is Wally Ray, 86 Megan McIntosh, 87 Pat Shanahan, 88 is Norm Stagg, 89 Carl Green, 90 Ben Hall. Score for Brent O'Donnell, riding Cook Family Oreo, 21 points for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 87. 21, 62 and 4, 87 points for Brent O'Donnell and Cook Family Oreo. Daniel Imsirovic and Highlight is working on camp. Number 85, Wally Ray and Parker will be next in. 86 is Megan McIntosh. 87, Pat Shanahan. There is a top cutout prize in this open round 1. Winner of the cutout will receive a Yeti and an entry fee to the All Stars Epic Campdraft cutout. Top cutout prize in this open is sponsored by Brennan and Smith Optometrists. Very big thank you to Brennan and Smith Optometrists for their sponsorship of the top cutout. At this stage we have 2 competitors on the top cutout of 23. 2 competitors on 23 at this stage. We will run that cutout off if it need be. If we have 4 or less on that 23, we will run it off. We have 2 at this stage. Had a cutout score of 22 for Daniel Imsirovic and Highlight, 22 points for cutout. Wally Ray and Parker are working on camp. Number 86, Megan McIntosh. Bull and Bong, Suzy Q is at the gate. 87, Pat Shanahan. 88, Norm Stagg. And 89 is Carl Green. Cutout score of 16 for Wally Ray and Parker, 16 points for cutout. On camp, Megan McIntosh, riding Bull and Bong, Suzy Q. 87, Pat Shanahan and Baldiva Condoleezza is at the gate. 88 will be Norm Stagg. 89, Carl Green. 90, Ben Hall. 91, Jack Grady. And 92 is Brianna O'Donnell. Goes down to 249 in the draw. We have 249 competitors in round 1 of the Epic Horse Sale Open Camp Draft, to be followed by the Maiden A Camp Draft. Order of events for today is Open Round 1, Maiden A Final, and then Open Round 2. That's the order of events for today. Open Round 1, Maiden A Final, Open Round 2. There will be a Calcutta on the Open Final tonight at the bar. There will be a Calcutta held on the Open Final at the bar tonight. Score for Megan McIntosh, riding Bull and Bong, Suzy Q. 21 points for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 86. 21, 61 and 4, 86 points for Megan McIntosh and Suzy Q. Pat Shanahan and Baldiva Condoleezza is working outside. Number 88, Norm Stagg and Get Punched moves on to the camp. 89, Carl Green's Maloney is at the gate. 90 will be Ben Hall. 91, Jack Grady. 92, Brianna O'Donnell. 93, Rory Newsom. And 94 is Brent Smythe. Score for Pat Shanahan and Baldiva Condoleezza, 21 points for cutout, 59 for horsework, 3 for the course for a total of 83. 21, 59 and 3, 83 points for Pat Shanahan and Baldiva Condoleezza. Norm Staggs Get Punched is on camp. Number 89, Carl Green and Maloney is at the gate. 90 is Ben Hall, 91 Jack Grady, 92 Brianna O'Donnell, 93 Rory Newsom, 94 Brent Smythe and 95 is Cal Gibson. Cutout score of 20 for Norm Stagg and Get Punched, 20 points for cutout. Carl Green and Maloney are on camp. Number 90, Ben Hall's Acclaim is at the gate. 91 will be Jack Grady, 92 Brianna O'Donnell, 93 is Rory Newsom, 94 Brent Smythe, 95 Cal Gibson and 96 is Rachel McMorr. Winner of this open camp draft will receive a garland kindly donated by Burragillo Farming. Very big thank you to Lee Trainer, Burragillo Farming, making and donating that garland that will go to the winner of this open camp draft. Winner will also receive an entry fee to the Epic Open Camp Draft. Very big thank you to the Epic Horse Sale for their sponsorship and Burragillo Farming. $20,000 3-round open. Also just like to thank our cattle donors, Andrew and Hannah Coddington. Very big thank you to the Coddington family. Andrew and Hannah Coddington kindly loaning the cattle being used today, and our judge, Mr. Dan Condon. Score for Carl Green, riding Maloney, 22 points for cutout, 64 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 90. 22, 64 and 4, that's 90 points for Carl Green and Maloney. Ben Hall and Hall's Acclaim are working on camp. 91, Jack Grady. Spears Latoya is at the gate. 92 is Brianna O'Donnell. 93, Rory Newsom. 22. Ben Hall and Hall's Acclaim working outside. Score for Ben Hall and Hall's Acclaim, 22 points for cutout, 59 for horsework, 3 for the course for a total of 84. 22, 59 and 3, 84 points for Ben Hall and Acclaim. Jack Grady and Latoya are on camp. Number 92, Brianna O'Donnell's Blue Steel is at the gate. 93 will be Rory Newsom, 94 Brent Smythe, 95 Cal Gibson, 96 is Rachel McMorr, 97 Chloe Kerr and 98 Whitney Ellery. Score for Jack Grady and Latoya, 20 points for cutout, 51 for horsework, 3 for the course for a total of 74. 74 points for Jack Grady and Latoya. Brianna O'Donnell and Blue Steel working outside. Rory Newsom and Futuristic moves on to the camp. Number 94, Brent Smythe's Leonard is at the gate. Cutout score of 21 for Brianna O'Donnell and Blue Steel, 21 points for cutout. Rory Newsom and Futuristic are on camp. Number 94, Brent Smythe's Leonard is at the gate. 95 is Cal Gibson, 96 Rachel McMorr, 97 Chloe Kerr, 98 is Whitney Ellery, 9's out and 100 will be Wayne Bean. Score for Rory Newsom, riding Futuristic, 20 points for cutout, 57 for horsework, 3 for the course for a total of 80. 20, 57 and 3, 80 points for Rory Newsom and Futuristic. Brent Smythe and Leonard are on camp. Number 95, Cal Gibson's Sneaky Cat is at the gate. 96 will be Rachel McMorr, 97 Chloe Kerr, 98 Whitney Ellery, 99's out, 100 Wayne Bean, 101 Ted Fogarty and 102 is Penny McIntosh. Had a cutout score of 16 for Brent Smythe and Leonard, 16 points for cutout. Cal Gibson and Gibbs Sneaky Cat is working outside. Rachel McMorr and Brown Highwayman moves on to the camp at number 96 and 97. Chloe Kerr's Besito is at the gate. Score for Cal Gibson and Gibbs Sneaky Cat, 22 points for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 87. 22, 61 and 4, 87 points for Cal Gibson and Gibbs Sneaky Cat. Rachel McMorr and Brown Highwayman are on camp. Number 97, Chloe Kerr's Besito is at the gate. 98 will be Whitney Ellery, 9's out, 100 Wayne Bean. In about 30 runs, we will have a quick break. We'll water the grounds. At the change of yard at 1:25, there will be a 15-minute break. We will just do a lap, run the water truck over the ground. In about 30 runs at that change of yard at 1:25, there will be a short 15-minute break to water the grounds. Bad luck, Rach. We get a no score for Rachel McMorr and Brown Highwayman. No score. Chloe Kerr and Pasito are on camp. Number 98, Whitney Ellery's Black Doug is at the gate. We have a scratching at 99. 100 is Wayne Bean. 101, Ted Fogarty. 2, Penny McIntosh. 3, Harrison Kelly. 4, Brad Newsom. And 105 is Brendan Holland. Cutout score of 21 for Chloe Kerr and Pasito, 21 points for cutout. On camp we have number 98, Whitney Ellery and Black Doug. We've got a scratching at 99 next. There is a scratching next at 99. 100 then is Wayne Bean. 101, Ted Fogarty. 2, Penny McIntosh. 3, Harrison Kelly. There is a scratching next. Thanks, fellas. We have 2 competitors to run, then a change of yard. At that change of yard, we will bring the cattle back from the other side of the ring, please. We do have a scratching now also, so we'll take a beast out. Had a no score there for Whitney Ellery and Black Doug. Bad luck, no score. We'll get that one out, plus an extra one. 2 in, Wayne Bean, then a change of yard, and during that change of yard, we'll bring the cattle back from the other side of the ring, please. So 1 competitor to run. Take 2, take 1 with him. We've got a scratching. We've got 2 in, 2 in. For this one, we had a scratch in there, so we've got 2 in. It'll only be 6 on camp because we've got number 100 on camp. Then we have a change of yard. So following Wayne, we'll get the fresh yard and we'll bring the cattle back from the other side of the ring, please, if we could start getting those ready to bring down. Just repeating, at the change of yard at 125. There will be a break. We will drag the arena and water it, so it might take a little bit longer, 20 minutes or so. We will drag and water the arena. There'll be a short break at 125 at the change of yard there. Score for Wayne Bean, riding 20x at 23 points for cutout, 60, 60 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 87. 23, 60 and 4, that's 87 points for Wayne Bean and 20x. We just had the change of yard, fresh yard. We're bringing the cattle back from the other side of the ring. Fresh yard there. 101, Ted Fogarty and Melody's Chick will be next to work on camp. 102, Penny McIntosh and Coolum Trinket is at the gate. 3 is Harrison Kelly, 4, Brad Newsom, 5, Brendan Holland, 6, Greg Henry, 7, Jess Wickham, and 108 is Emily Bennington. Just repeating, at 125 at the change of yard, there will be a break to drag and water the arena. Will be a break there at 125, 20 minutes or so. Wayne Bean and 20X scoring a 23 cutout there, makes 3 competitors on the top cutout score of 23. Depending on how many we get, that may require a runoff at the completion of the first round. We may need to run off for the top cutout prize. Winner of the cutout receives a Yeti and an entry fee to the All Stars Epic Campdraft cutout. That's sponsored by Brennan and Smith Optometrists. Very big thank you to Brennan and Smith Optometrists for sponsoring the top cutout. We have 3 23s at this stage. Score for Ted Fogarty and Melody's Chick, 22 points for cutout, 60, 6-0 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 86. 22, 60 and 4, 86 points for Ted Fogarty and Melody's Chick. Penny McIntosh and Coolum Trinket will be next to work on camp. Number 103, Harrison Kelly and Melody is at the gate. 104 is Brad Newsom, 5 Brandon Holland, 6 Greg Henry, and 107 is Jess Wickham. Score for Penny McIntosh and Coolum Trinket, 23 points for cutout, 64 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 91. 23, 64 and 4, 91 points for Penny McIntosh and Coolum Trinket. Harrison Kelly and Melody are working on camp. 104, Brad Newsom's Valentina is at the gate. 5 will be Brendan Holland. 6, Greg Henry. 7, Jess Wickham. 8, Emily Beddington. 9, Bernie McMorran. And 110 is Tim Meredith. Cutout score of 21 for Harrison Kelly and Melody, 21 points for cutout. Brad Newsom and Valentina is on the camp. 105, Brendan Hollands at Rosebrook, Kinetic is at the gate. 6 is Greg Henry. 7, Jess Wickham. 8, Emily Beddington. 9, Bernie McMorran. Score for Brad Newsom and Valentina, 22 points for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 89. 22, 63 and 4, 89 points for Brad Newsom and Valentina. On camp, Brendan Holland with Rosebrook Kinetic. Brendan Holland and Rosebrook Kinetic working outside. Greg Henry's Alley moves on to the camp. Number 107, Jess Wickham and Chile will move to the gate. 108 is Emily Beddington. 9, Bernie McMorran. 10, Tim Meredith. 11, Jono McDonald. And 112 is Will Durkin. Score for Brendan Holland and Rosebrook Kinetic, 22 points for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 88. 22, 62 and 4, 88 points for Brendan Holland and Rosebrook Kinetic. Greg Henry's Alley is on camp. Number 107, Jess Wickham and Chile is at the gate. 8 will be Emily Beddington. 9, Bernie McMorran. 10, Tim Meredith. 11, John McDonald. 12, Will Durkin. 13, Leslie Apps. 14, Ben Newbury. And 115 is Brock Hamilton. Cutout score of 22 for Greg Henry and Ali, 22 points for cutout. Jess Wickham and Chile are on camp. 108, Emily Bennington's Max is at the gate. 9 will be Bernie McMorr. 10, Tim Meredith. 11, John McDonald. 12, Will Durkin. Cutout score of 22 for Jess Wickham and Chile, 22 points for cutout. On camp, Emily Beddington riding Max. Number 109, Bernie McMorr and Kirkby stud Elvis is at the gate. 10 will be Tim Meredith. 11, John McDonald. 12, Will Durkin. 13, Leslie Apps. 14, Ben Newbury. Cutout score of 16 for Emily Beddington and Max, 16 points for cutout. On camp, Bernie McMorr riding Kirkby stud Elvis. Number 110, Tim Meredith and Digger is at the gate. 111 is Jono McDonald. 12, Will Durkin. 13, Leslie Apps. 14, Ben Newbury. 15, Brock Hamilton. 16 is Lacey Newton. Cutout score of 22 for Bernie McMorr and Kirkby stud Elvis, 22 points for cutout. Tim Meredith and Digger are on camp. 111, John McDonald's Delight is at the gate. 12 will be Will Durkin. 13, Leslie Apps. 14, Ben Newbury. 15, Brock Hamilton. 16, Lacey Newton. 17, Jimmy Matheson. And 118 is Jack Southern. Cutout score of 21 for Tim Meredith and Digger, 21 points for cutout. On camp, Jono McDonald riding at McDonald's Delight. Will Durkin and Cook Family Nightlife is at the gate. Is Will there? Will Durkin should be next in. If not, 113, Leslie Apps, 14, Ben Newbury. If Will Durkin's not there, we'll have to take one out. Should have Will Durkin. If not, we've got a scratch in. Had a cutout score of 16 for John McDonald and Delight, 16 points for cutout. Will Durkin not there, we've got a scratch in, I think, so we'll take one out, put two in. We've got 113 Leslie Apps and Checkers on camp. $114 Ben Newbury's right way Noon Rosebud will be at the gate. 15 is Brock Hamilton, 16 Lacey Newton, 17 Jimmy Matheson, 18 Jack Southern, 19 Jack Black, 20 Dean Warren and 21 Anna Lowry. Just a reminder, at the change of yard at 125 we will be having a break. We will water and drag the arena, so there will be a 20-minute or so break at the change of yard at number 125. We'll run 124. At that change of yard, we'll then have a break to water and drag the arena. Then continue on. Score for Leslie Apps, riding Checkers, 22 points for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 87. 22, 61 and 4, 87 points for Leslie Apps and Checkers. On camp, Ben Newbury riding right way Noon Rosebud. 115 Brock Hamilton's Fascinator Cat is at the gate. 16 will be Lacey Newton, 17 Jimmy Matheson, 18 Jack Southern, 19 Jack Black and 120 is Dean Warren. Score for Ben Newbury and Rosebud, 21 points for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 88. 21, 63 and 4, 88 points for Ben Newbury and Rosebud. Brock Hamilton's Fascinator Cat is on camp. 116 Lacey Newton and Duck and Jewel is at the gate. 17 will be Jimmy Matheson, 18 Jack Southern. Cutout score of 22 for Brock Hamilton and Fascinator Cat, 22 points for Cutout. On camp, Lacey Newton riding Duck and Jewel. Number 117, Jimmy Matheson's Hector is at the gate. 18 will be Jack Southern, 19 Jack Black, 20 Dean Warren, 21 Anna Lowry, and 122 is John O'Battle. Bad luck, Lacey. We get a no score for Lacey Newton and Duck and Jewel. No score. Our next on camp will be Jimmy Matheson riding Hector. Number 18, Jack Southern, One More Spoonful Lady is at the gate. 19 is Jack Black. 20 will be Dean Warren, 21 Anna Lowry, 22 John O'Battle, 23 Karen Sampson, and 124 is Cameron Martin. Score for Jimmy Matheson riding Hector, 21 points for Cutout, 59 for Horsework, 3 for the course for a total of 83. 21, 59 and 3, 83 points for Jimmy Matheson and Hector. Jack Southern's One More Spoonful Lady is on camp. Number 119, Jack Black and Mahalia is at the gate. 20 will be Dean Warren, 21 Anna Lowry, and 22 John O'Battle. Score for Jack Southern and One More Spoonful Lady, 22 points for Cutout, 61 for Horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 87. 22, 61 and 4, 87 points for Jack Southern and Lady. Jack Black's Mahalia is next to work on camp. 120 Dean Warren and Chisholm's Pepperjack is at the gate. 121 will be Anna Lowry, 22 John O'Battle, 23 Karen Sampson, 24 Cameron Martin. Then we have the break, and 125, Tim McCarthy. Cutout score of 22 for Jack Black and Mahalia, 22 points for cutout. Dean Warren and Chisholm's Pepperjack is on camp. Number 121, Anna Lowry and Rip are at the gate. 22 will be John O'Battle, 23 Karen Sampson and 24 Cameron Martin. Bad luck, Dean. We get a no score for Dean Warren and Chisholm's Pepperjack. No score. Anna Lowry and Rip are on camp. Number 122, John O'Battle and Playboy Colonel will move to the gate. $123 will be Karen Sampson and 24 Cameron Martin. Cutout score of 21 for Anna Lowry and Willowview Rip, 21 points for cutout. On camp, John O'Battle riding at Playboy Colonel. Number 123, Karen Sampson. Hilux Topaz is at the gate. Then 124, Cameron Martin's Pizzazz. 3 competitors to run, then we'll be having that break. 3 competitors to run at the change of yard at 125. We'll be having a break to drag and water the arena. Cutout score of 16 for John O'Battle and Playboy Colonel, 16 points for cutout. On camp, Karen Sampson with Hilux Topaz. Number 124, Cameron Martin and True Class Pizzazz is at the gate. Cutout score of 20 for Karen Sampson and Hilux Topaz, 20 points for cutout. On camp, we have number 124, Cameron Martin, riding True Class Pizzazz. That'll lead us into our break. Following Cameron's run, we will drag and water the arena, have a short break there of 20 minutes or so before getting back underway with number 125. We're currently running first round of the Epic Horse Sale sponsored Open Camp Draft. Open Camp Draft round 1 goes down to 249 in the draw. There's 249 competitors in the draw. Having a break here halfway through at 125. Reaching the halfway mark. Score for Cameron Martin, riding True Class Pizzazz, 20 points for cutout, 58 for horsework, 3 for the course for a total of 81. 20, 58 and 3, 81 points for Cameron Martin and True Class Pizzazz. Just repeating, we've reached the halfway mark here in this Epic Horse Sale sponsored Open Camp Draft. 249 in the draw. We'll just have a short break whilst we drag and water the arena. Might be easier if we keep the coast clear. If we keep that course clear, drag and water the arena, take 20 minutes or so, and then continue on with number 125. Just like to say a very big thank you to the Epic Horse Sale sponsoring this Open Camp Draft. The winner will receive an entry fee to the Epic Open Camp Draft.